Welcome to another Health Enthusiast podcast where we explore groundbreaking research and innovation shaping the world of science and health. And today we have got an exceptional guest. She is Dr. Grace Iyabo Adebayo Gege. Let me read a brief about the gentlewoman here. Dr. Grace Iyabo Adebayo Gege is a distinguished Nigerian physiologist specializing in inflammatory diseases of the gastrointestinal tract, metabolic disorders, oncology, and neuroscience. She serves as a senior lecturer in the Department of Human Physiology at Bayes University, Abuja. Dr. Adebayo Gege earned her BSc, MSc, and PhD in physiology from the University of Ilorin and the University of Ibadan. Her research focuses on understanding the mechanisms underlying gastrointestinal tract diseases such as peptic ulcer, colitis, and cancer, as well as metabolic disorders like diabetes. She also explores therapeutic management using medicinal plants. She's an active member of the Physiological Society London, the Physiological Society of Nigeria, and the Society for Experimental Biology. Dr. Adebayo Gege has attended several conferences and is open to partnership on GIT, metabolic disorder, and ethnomedicine, fostering interdisciplinary exchange and advancing scientific knowledge. Her publications include studies on anti-ulcerative potentials of creamy melon seeds and anti-atherogenic and cardioprotective properties of sweet melon seed extracts. Dr. Adebayo Gege, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on this show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so to set the ball rolling, let us go through a couple of the work you have done. You have a remarkable track record in the area of inflammatory diseases of the GIT and metabolic disorder. Can you walk us through your findings and then the understandings of this disease?
Well, thank you so much. First, my journey has been a wonderful one. I'll start from the point of inspiration, which is all thanks to God and to my supervisor, Professor Lale in Ibadan, for encouraging me to continue on GIT, inflammatory disease, and some other things. Over the years, starting from the master's to be a PhD days, one of the inspiration I have on GIT diseases was my own experience when it comes to peptic ulcer. So I think I was a patient of peptic ulcer, and because of that, it spoiled my
Like the interest?
it spoiled my interest to start looking at, okay, what is this? Why is this thing happening in my own body as a physiologist? So one of the things that I've seen so far, peptic ulcer is something that happens. It's a general disease that happens all around, and especially in Nigeria, so many people, you see so many people with peptic ulcer. Some don't even know that they have it, but they see the symptoms. They just believe that is a normal thing, it's part of life. However, I've tried to look at what are the mechanisms behind. There are several causes of peptic ulcer and metabolic disorder like diabetes. We have H. pylori, we have lifestyle, diet, use of drugs like non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. So in my research, I mostly work on other factors like non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, lifestyle, and diet on peptic ulcer. And I found out that the primary mechanism behind this is an imbalance between some aggressive factors. I call them offensive factors, which the body normally produces for normal process of digestion, and the protective factor in the GIT. So once there is an imbalance in between the two, inflammation arises, and if it's not taken care of, it results into peptic ulcer. Then for diabetes, I have a dad who is also a patient, and some of my relatives that had that. So that gives me another reason to look into, okay, why is people coming down with, especially old people, why are they coming down with diabetes? And we found out that it's a metabolic disorder that needs to be taken care of early. It could be genetic, and it's as a result of the lifestyle and diet as well. So that is the more reason why I have to link the two together and also try to explore it. And from my findings over the years, I found out that Nigeria is so blessed with natural things that we don't even explore at all. There was a time I worked on a gratissimum, ossimum gratissimum, that's a saint's leaf. And we found out when we worked on it, we found out that it can even help to increase defense factors in the GIT against incidence of peptic ulcer. So, and there are a lot of medicinal plants that I've worked on, and there are a lot of mechanisms that I've tried to explore, going as far as looking at molecular mechanism, going as far as looking at computer-aided drug design that can enhance, that can help to discover so many mechanisms behind formation of ulcer and diabetic mellitus. Thank you.
That's interesting. So it's been hypothesized that about 50% of the population live in happy homeostasis with H. pylori. How can you explain the mechanisms of peptic ulcer in line with your contribution to this field?
Well, I will not agree that people are living in harmony with H. pylori, because H. pylori is a pathogen. Actually, is one of the major cause of peptic ulcer. And I think the reason why that hypothesis is coming up is because it's asymptomatic in some people, in the sense that they don't even know they have it and they don't see the symptoms until it's become a chronic disease. So I won't want to agree with that. However, H. pylori is a peptic ulcer causative agent that utilizes the material it has in the GIT for its own defense and also causing inflammation in the GIT. And one of the ways H. pylori does its work is that it's, if you look at the structure of H. pylori, it has flagella. So it uses flagella to navigate into gastric tissue and produces cytotoxins that give it ability to live within the acidic environment of the stomach. Before I go further, I quickly want to say this. One of the ways people get, or let me say H. pylori gets access into the body is via poor diet, overcrowding, vomitors from saliva. It's, it's transmissible. As we are, if somebody is having it and the saliva mistakenly drop into someone's mouth, you can easily get it. So many other things are also source of, like water, if you have a contaminated one. So now, for my own contribution, actually, I didn't really work so much on H. pylori. However, I work on other factors that contribute to peptic ulcer. And my findings over the years is that there are some use of medicinal plants that could work against H. pylori, that could even help in eradicating and as well help to treat perfectly gastric ulcer, or peptic ulcer rather. Peptic ulcer is a general language. We have both duodenal ulcer, esophageal ulcer, stomach, gastric ulcer under peptic ulcer. So from my own findings, I use cucumis melon, I use ossimum gratissimum, then I use triticum estivum. Triticum is a common wheat we eat. And from these plants, I've discovered that they possess a lot of phenols and flavonoids and steroids that could that give them the antioxidant potentials, which help to fight against offensive factors. Then I'm not supposed to say this now, but I'm looking forward to working on eradication of peptic H. pylori induced ulcer using animal models, then moving to cell line like that, then human with time. I'm still with an underlying, it's undergoing quietly. I'm still working on some materials and to build up something on that. And from my findings again, I also discovered that there's some unknown compound, especially from cucumis melon, that has been implicated when we subjected cucumis melon to computer CAD, let me put it, computer aided drug design, molecular docking, we observed that there's some compounds that are still in cucumis melon that has not, that's, they can't even, GCMS cannot really give us those compounds, but we really need to do further exploration of that so that we can employ it into treatment of peptic ulcer.
All right. So if H. pylori is not the sole causative agent of peptic ulcer, how can you explain the mechanisms of medicinal plant in the therapeutic management of gastrointestinal tract disease and metabolic disorder?
Like I mentioned earlier, that H. pylori is not a major causative because it's just one of those things that cause it. Like for instance, let me take for instance use of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. You know, people use it normally, like taking ibuprofen, for example. People use it for treatment to treat bone, back pain, arthritis, and so many other things. But the side effect of those drugs have a lot of effect on the GIT. And apart from non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug being a causative effect agent, we also have diet. We also have water, exposure to heavy metal. When I was doing my PhD, I was able to work on arsenic acid exposure to animals and how it delay ulcer healing. You understand what I'm saying? So, and we've observed that use of medicinal plant like colaviron, and the work is still, I'm still trying to package the work anyway. Use of colaviron from Garcinia cola, bitter cola, has been confirmed because of its strong antioxidant property. Colaviron has a very, very strong antioxidant property. And you know, if you look at the mechanism of ulcer formation, it also involves oxidative stress, upregulation of reactive oxygen species like or hydroxy groups, hydroxy radicals. So, and you know, normally the body will want to react by producing antioxidant enzymes so that it can mop it. But so many times when these radicals, they call it ROS, when they become so much more than the defensive factors, they submerge the defensive activities of the stomach. So that is why the use of medicinal plants come in place. And you know, medicinal plants, they are so cheap, they are not expensive, they don't even have side effects. So it's easily, you can easily get them. If you are going on the road, you see someone selling bitter cola, you get it, wash it, clean it, use it, and it will work. However, the major limitation there is that we need to quantify how much of it can it be taken. You understand what I'm saying? So now, from my own findings, I observed that plants contain a lot of antioxidants that help to combat oxidative stress or reactive oxygen species that are upregulated during formation of gastric ulcer.
That's interesting. So you have used curcumin melon seed extensively as an anti-ulcerative preparation. Can you elaborate more on the study and the implication for future treatment using that preparation?
Well, cucumis melon is a fruit. It's a fruit, and it's sweet melon, another species of watermelon. Take normally is not sweet, it's not sour, so it's a species of watermelon, and it has been found that it has a lot of steroids, phenols that are strong antioxidants. So, and like I mentioned earlier, that one of the ways ulcer is being formed is upregulation of reactive oxygen. So if cucumin melon could have strong antioxidants, then this can be employed in treatment of gastric ulcer. And what made me start using, what spurred my interest in cucumin melon was a day in Ibadan. I saw the fruit. So I was like, what kind of fruit is this? That I will look for it when I get to the northern state. So when I got it, I discovered that it's watermelon, and I've also worked on watermelon before. So I said that okay, this is another species of melon that can be worked on. And my findings on it is that although the seed has a lot of fat, but has a lot of phenols and steroids. However, more work still needs to be done on it to actually extract the active constituent so that it can be incorporated in something, a supplement that can be used in treatment of ulcer, and in such a way that it will not be expensive, cheap, and accessible. So that's just my own on. I've also used it to treat obesity and atherogenic properties. I've looked into the atherogenic properties too, and I found out that it really worked. It was during using it for ulcer that we discovered that it reduces the weight of the animals that we were working on. So we decided to use it for.
So talking about that atherogenic and cardioprotective properties
Yeah.
of natural extracts, what are some of the challenges and opportunities you faced in carrying out that work?
In that work is a big work anyway, because inducing obesity in animals is difficult, because some of the animals could their genetic makeup could also resist will I say deposition of fat. So we have some that were treated for a long time that their weight never increased. There was no change in their weight. So we were faced with this type of strain of animals we used. And if someone were to do this obesity work, this particular work, you actually need to get animals that have a knockout gene that can easily develop obesity. So that's one of the big challenges that we face. Every other one are the normal challenges you face during research, maybe getting your the issue of light, electricity, running your samples on time. You know, when you get your sample, if you really want to get a good result, you do it on time. You don't need to leave it for a long time. So, and also another challenge is getting the fruit, because the fruit has is seasonal. You see it more in rainy season. So, and the work has to happen during dry season because of the number of days that we need to induce, that we need to use to induce obesity in animals. So, but with time, I think when we started gathering the seed on time so that we won't have need to be running elter to get more extract. Then another thing is that some of the equipment used then, because this work was done a long time ago, in when I was in BM, there was no sufficient equipment to run some of the especially the GCMS. We have to go outside the institution, go to another. We have to collaborate with somebody in LabTech to get the work done before we can now use it on our animals. So those are the challenges. Most importantly, we had success in the work at the long run, but so many challenges to be conquered.
All right, so is cancer a metabolic disease or a genetic disease? And what is your take on the proposed use of AI-driven messenger RNA vaccine for therapeutic treatment of cancer?
Yeah, cancer is both genetic and metabolic. For most people, they may not know that it's metabolic. And one of the reasons why I said it's metabolic, cancerous cells utilizes glucose to multiply. They feed on the nutrition supply to the healthy cells to increase their numbers. They actually make use of glycolytic pathway. So that's why we refer to it as metabolic disease. However, people see it more as genetic, because they believe that, okay, if you have history of cancer in a particular family, it's possible that someone will have it. And also there's record of mutations in gene that could result into tumoric cells, tumorigenesis. Are you getting me? So That's why it's people believe that it's more of genetic, but it's also metabolic because it will utilize metabolic pathway to survive in human. In addition to that, AI in generation of mRNA vaccine is a good one. Honestly, AI has really helped. In bioinformatics, technology is improving, and then artificial intelligence is paving way for some optimization, protein optimization, identifying of the exact thing to do when you are treating cancer. However, there are still limitations for that because of the heterogeneity of human body and variation of genetic makeup. So that is the major limitation in it. However, my own take on it is that it's good if we can conquer, if there's technology that can take care of the heterogeneity and variations, then there's nothing bad in having AI vaccine. In fact, I think computer-aided drug design is also part of AI, and I think I've used it a lot. Like presently, the last work I published on this plant was it cucuma longa. Cucuma longa, that's turmeric. Was on molecular docking and looking at docking the compounds of turmeric plant with VEGFR. VEGFR. So we tried to dock it with it, and we found out that there are some compound, apart from curcumin, that is a major compound of turmeric, they are also active against VEGR, and then they are able to inhibit it. So that gives us an idea that, okay, if we are going to employ turmeric in any cancer research, we can also go for that pathway. So it's a good thing if we can use AI to come up with a lot of mechanism that can be employed in the lab. But the only thing is that the limitation of those heterogeneity and variation is actually a big one that needs to be taken care of.
Interesting. So, what are the latest advancements in understanding the pathophysiology of colitis, and how is
Oh,
your research contributing to this field?
oh, wow, colitis. I'll first start from the statistical reports. Actually, in Nigeria here, we have few data on colitis. It's actually inflammatory bowel disease, and it goes along with Crohn's disease. So ulcerative colitis is disease of the colon. It covers the whole of colon extending into rectum, and is an heterogeneous disease. There are a lot of things that could be a causative factor or causative agent. Like for instance, deregulation of immune system could be implicated. The environmental of the colon could be a problem. The what do you call it again? The microflora in the system could be the pathogenic one could overshadow the good one, and then result into inflammation of colon. And even diet and exposure lifestyle could be a causative factor of colitis. And for now, being a GIT problem, colitis is one of the disease I've just started looking into. And presently, I've started working on the use of medicinal plants, because colitis, the major treatment is use of 5 salicylic acid and cortisol, and they all have side effects. Apart from being expensive, their side effect is on higher ground. Recently, I just worked on the use of Ancomanis diformis on ulcerative colitis, and the work is still ongoing. And then previously, I worked on Bombax species on colitis, and of which the work is still ongoing because we are still trying to put together the result. Although we have positive result that this plant could could help in treating colitis without any serious side effect, and and they are very accessible. And another thing that I observe in using those medicinal plants is one of the mechanisms behind ulcerative colitis is still oxidative stress is implicated. So most pathway that has been used by the plant is building up antioxidants against it and inhibiting cytokines that are expressed in the colons when there is inflammation. So those are the things that we've discovered so far. We are still trying to put up the result, and very soon it will be out there for people to see.
That's interesting. So effective research requires collaborations. So which area of physiology do you think require the most collaboration, and how can Nigerian researchers collaborate with their international counterparts?
Hmm. Well, this is a big question. Collaboration is very important when it comes to research because there's no island of knowledge. Because you get from here, you get from here, it become a whole. And like presently, like me, I have collaboration with people in biochemistry. I have with people in other institutions. I have with somebody in microbiology. So collaboration is very important if you really want to have a huge success in research. It's very, very important. And for physiology, every area of physiology needs collaboration because the system is interwoven. Although the gastrointestinal system is a bridge between the body and the internal milieu, that's the internal environment of the body, because through the mouth, food comes in, everything that comes in that is either nutritive or detrimental to the body comes through the mouth. Aside the respiratory system, respiratory system, more of gases come through it. So every part of physiology has is very important and needs collaboration. However, the gastrointestinal tract, which has been a link between the outside world and the body, needs to be looked into too. Although we have so many collaboration on neuro diseases, on diabetic, but so many people have not really looked into GIT. So, and I think it needs a lot of collaboration, which myself, I'm trying to see how to link up. Now, linking up with international collaborators, it has to be with diligent work. You really need to work if you really want to collaborate with outside work, and it starts from your primary work, your publications there. Like some months ago, somebody called me from Lagos. Oh, I saw one of your work. I would like to work with you. I said, well, it's fine. The person is a professor, so I said it's fine that I'm open for collaboration. And I believe that, and I've received more than 100 emails from foreign countries asking me that, okay, can I come for their conference and come and talk on this? But one of the things that has limited moving out was one, I was like, okay, are you ready to fund me because I don't have funding? You understand? So collaboration is very good, but it requires a lot of funding too. Apart from the fact that you are putting up your work out there, you are doing diligent work, you are being meticulous about your research, not just they call something wish. I'm so sorry if I don't know if that word is permitted here, but just do the work. People will see it, and they will, if it's something that is worthwhile, they will call you, they will send you email. However, funding is also required to move and meet those people. Like for instance, that myself, I've been looking out for grants. If I get a grant, of course, I'll collaborate with people now. I will bring in foreigners. They'll come and work in this. So that's it.
So, what advice will you give to a young physiologist who is aspiring to pitch a tent in your
In my own
research
area.
path? Yeah, your research path.
Well,
Yes.
I will advise every young physiologist, every researcher, not only physiologist, every scientist, that One, you don't give up, you stay focused. One of the things that I've learned over the years is that if you look at GIT, we don't have so many Nigerians in GIT. It's either they are in neuro, cardiovascular, diabetes. Nobody is really. But I just insist that, oh, I'm going to continue in this GIT. So for people that are young scientists aspiring to build a tent, in whatever field you want to build a tent, create a niche for yourself. This is what I want to do. Even if it's not paying off today, it will come out tomorrow. People will see that the work tomorrow. People will reach out to you. And also be diligent. Be diligent and be inquisitive. Yes, it is my will I say my experience that gave me that interest, that okay, if I'm having ulcer now, I'm no longer, I can fast for a long time now. As you know, I had chronic ulcer then, but now I'm free with so many things that I've researched into. So learn from your experience and put it into practical, and you will see that you will go a long way.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Gege, for sharing your thoughts with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on this show.
Thank you.
All right, so if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and maybe a comment where we can improve upon. Until next time, stay curious and stay healthy as always. Thank you.